Today we are going to be making our clay food, inspired by Wayne Thiebaud. Now last week you drew a template. So you chose a food. So I chose corn. I also have a cupcake here so I can show you both. But you chose and you drew your favorite food for your clay project. Now at your table you're each going to have a piece of clay about this size. You're going to have to share rolling pins. I do not have enough rolling pins for everybody to have their own. And there's going to be a box of lots of different clay tools. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll out our clay piece into a slab. To do that everyone needs rulers. And then again you'll share the rolling pin. Now the rulers are a guideline. We're not going to be measuring anything today, but while you're rolling out, you don't want your clay to get any thinner than this. If it gets thinner than this, that means it's too thin and it might break. And so you're going to roll until you actually can't roll anymore because the rulers are in your way. Now I'm going to roll for my corn. I'm going to roll mostly up and down and a little bit out as well, so I have room. If you were doing something more like a cupcake or more of the square shape, I'm definitely going to roll in all directions so that it gets wider and taller. If you stand up, use your upper body strength, it'll be easier for you. You're going nice and slow. Every once in a while measuring, yep, okay. So I need to make it a little wider, a little taller. I'm not on those rulers yet. I'm not rolling. I'm still making the clay wider. And perfect. My piece fits. However, it's still a little thick. I'm not rolling on that rulers. I want you to keep going until you're going on the rulers. If it's too thick, there is a chance it will also crack. So there we go. I can't roll anymore. I'm rolling right on those rulers. I know my corn will fit. Now if I were doing my cupcake, oh, that fits too. You may have to have gone a little bit sideways as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my corn. I'm going to lay my piece on there. And then you're going to get a needle tool. And what you're going to do is first of all, you have to be very careful with this needle tool. It's very sharp. So make sure we're using it correctly and responsibly. What you're going to do is you're going to hold this with one hand. So I'm right-handed. I'm going to hold with my left hand. And I'm going to stick it through the clay so that I'm actually touching the canvas underneath. And I can kind of hear it scraping against. And I'm just going around. And I can cut kind of sections out. Keep that. If we need that for anything else to add any details. Sure, I'm going nice and slow. Again, I can kind of cut them out section by section, keeping them. I'm not putting them in a ball, smushing them. I'm just setting those pieces off to the side. I may need those later. And now I have the shape of my corn. Now, I still need to make it look a little bit more like corn. You can see I need to do the kernels, the texture. I want to do kind of the leaves, the bottom part, the husk. So I'm going to look at my artwork and I'm to gently, with my needle tool, I'm going to draw those details. Lightly at first so that if you mess up, you can just gently erase. And now I want to add the detail at the top. Make the corn come down. I think I'm going to erase that and make that a little bit better. Oops, not so straight. See how I can erase there. And to add texture, there's a few different things. I could go in and I could draw lines with this tool. I have a green tool. You could go in and draw lines with that. Okay, if you want to do some kind of dots, if you have sprinkles or any details in your food, you could do dots with either side. I think I'm going to use this green tool So it's a little wider. It's not such a thin line, but a little wider. And I'm going to make all the kernels in my corn. Trying to make them even. And then I'm going to kind of make the edges nice and smooth. Make sure these lines are visible, so if I need to redraw them, I can, making them a little bit deeper now that I know this looks like my corn. And I am finished with my corn. So there's lots of different tools you could do with texture. Now let's say that you have a piece of pizza. You're doing a piece of pizza and you want to add toppings, or you're doing a cupcake, or you're doing pancake and you want butter. You're going to have to cut out and add these different things. So I've already started. I have my pizza. I've actually added 1 pepperoni already, and you're going to use those extra pieces that you have from cutting out to make all the extra things that you need. So I could go ahead and I'm just going to draw carefully another pepperoni. That looks like a good pepperoni, and then I can go ahead and I can cut it out. And that is about from the start of the school. I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to set that. That looks good. I might do another one. Making it, kind of fixing it after I cut it out, making it the shape that I want it to be, a nice circle. I think I just want some pepperoni. Now, to attach it, you cannot just set it on there. There's a few things that I like to say. You want to scratch it to attach it. So that means for my piece of pepperoni, I'm going to scratch it. I'm going to do a big game of tic-tac-toe, both on my clay piece, or my little piece, and my pizza. So scratch it to attach it. Then we're going to add water. It's called slip. We're going to slip to be hip. Put a little bit of water. Notice I didn't put a lot of water. Put it right on that spot, and then blend to the end. Now to blend it, to really make it stay, you're going to take a green tool and you're just going to go along that edge of the pepperoni, and you're going to blend it. Blend the two together so that they're really nice and stuck. A finger for that is also a great tool to make it nice and smooth. Again, scratch it to attach it. A big game of tic-tac-toe on both pieces of clay. Slip to be hip. And the last one, blend to the end. Take your green tool and go along the edge of that pepperoni, blending it. And this is kind of a tricky part, so I can help you with this, and then maybe going over with my finger. Now I could also, if I wanted to, I could maybe I want to do some pepperoni, or I could attach them as well. There's some green pepper, some mushrooms. But you can go ahead and add as many things as you want, as long as you're scratching it, adding the water, the slip, and blending it.